what is the feeling like? Because you mentioned when you do something that you didn't think was possible, and then you achieve it. What is the feeling like on the other side?
It's I wish everybody could experience it.
Mm-hmm.
It's as a former drug addict, the closest thing I can compare it to just getting high, because it's the dichotomy of the anxiety you feel when you don't want to do it and then pushing through it. I mean, anybody who's a runner, somebody who's run a marathon, anybody who's trained for anything of like some kind of endurance can probably relate to it. It's just like the most grueling thing that you can think about, but it's really all in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It is all in your mind. It is really just one mental game. And if you can realize that you have control over your thoughts and not the other way around, that's just a recipe for success.
The reason I smile when you mention that is over the summer I ran a marathon for the first time, and my family's not a runner kind of thing. Like nobody in our family runs. It's not like I'm not a runner either. I'm not a runner. I'm not a track star. I don't qualify myself as that. But at the beginning of the year, I was like, when you make your New Year's resolution,
Mhm.
guess, or goals for the year, I go, I'm gonna run a marathon. Why not? Right? And a lot of times in the past years, it's been like, okay, I'm gonna do something, but I didn't get around to it. Okay, next year, put it on to next year. But this year, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And in my mind, nobody I knew had completed a marathon. And so in my mind, I was like, this is impossible. This is probably not normal for someone to run 42.2K in one setting. And then when I started training, it was even worse. I was like, why? Why on earth? 1 mile sucks. Why do I gotta do 20 more of these? Why do I gotta do 20 more? And to your point of when you completed something you thought was impossible, the feeling when I crossed the finish line, he was there. Um, yeah, there's no way to explain it. There's no way to explain it. Like tears were rushing down my
I'm
eyes,
sure,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I just did something that nobody I knew was able to do. So what does that mean for everything else in my life?
Mhm.
Like, what does that mean? Like, if I have an outrageous goal, because to me, running a marathon was an outrageous goal, even though millions of people do it a year. But for me, that was the most outrageous goal I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it was done.
Yeah.
And like, I have a medal to prove it. Like, it's not like I have something to prove it.
It was actually really interesting because I've never seen him in the mindset like this. We're walking him to the race because I was running the half, right? And to me, at that point, a half marathon was never like something that I would ever do,
Yeah.
right? So I was in a similar mindset, but this guy's like, he looks me in my eyes and he's like, I might not cross that finish line today.
Yeah, I was
he's like, I'm willing to die running that marathon. And I'm like, bro, don't say that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just go into it. But he's like, I don't care if that's the last thing I do. I'm crossing that finish line. And I like when I see him, because I was the one who put the medal around his neck. One of the best feelings ever. It was like not that I just accomplished my personal goal of running the half, but it was like my brother, he did that too. And it was like just like you can't describe that feeling. It's just like together you're coming, not only are you coming over your personal hurdles of, like constantly saying for the past 2 years I can't run it, but you're doing it together, and like just it doesn't matter what time you cross the line at the end of the day you did it, right?
Yeah.
So
What was that hurdle for you? What was the big thing that you never thought you could do and that you did? Because I'm sure it's not the ice bath. Or could be the ice bath.
Probably being a good husband and a good father. Like, I think if you would have asked me that question at 18 or 20 years old, I would say there's no shot.
yeah.
Like, there's just no way.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's obviously depending on how you look at it. I mean, however you quantify what a good husband and father is, but there's no way, living the life I was, 15 years ago, that I would be able to provide and do the things that I do for my family. That just wasn't in the cards. So yeah, I mean, I think that's just a testament to how far I've come in my journey. to be able to say that I am proud of what I've been able to do personally in my life. But I don't want I don't want that to be the end of it. You know, as much as of an accomplishment that is, I still want to, you know, keep striving to do more things that scare me and things that I don't think I can do, and push past those limits.